and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a video on our Acura Legend and specifically its AC performance. We're going to get ready to take it on a road trip to the National Acura Legend meet, and we want to make sure that our AC is running tip top as it always has. Well, as things get up in age and as we put miles onto the car, things can impact its performance, and today we're going to do a quick DIY on how to improve the performance of your air conditioning system. So you want to stay tuned because we're going to go through some very basic tips, and we're going to do all of this for under $20 for Nears Makes No Difference. So let's go ahead and get into it.
So before I go through the DIY that's going to help improve your AC performance, I want to go over some basics about the AC system because these other areas may need attention, and that may also be a contributing factor to why your AC is not performing at optimal peak performance. So what we have here is a very traditional setup on a Acura Legend. Now, this applies to most cars, if not all cars of this vintage. So on a 91 to 92, you'll notice that there is no line going across the top of the engine, but in a 93 and beyond, you'll notice that there is a line. It doesn't really matter, it's just how they routed the AC lines. Now, let's go over some of the basics here. So we've got down here, we have a air compressor for the system, and that takes the low charge and converts it to a high charge. Now you want to inspect your belts, make sure that your belts aren't worn, but also there is a pulley there. It has to be tightened properly, and sometimes the bearing goes, so check your bearings and check for the proper tension on that belt. Now on the compressors can fail, but more importantly, they have a clutch on the front side, no different than the clutch between your engine and your transmission. It allows the compressor to engage when electronically operated. So if that wears out, the gap can be too much and it can slip. That can also hurt the performance of your AC system because the compressor isn't operating optimally. Now, you also want to take note that you have two charge ports here. You have a low side and a high side. Now this is on the low side, this is where you add your refrigerant, and you'll also want to take note that on the high side, to measure that you have the right charge, you would put a manifold gauge setup and you would measure the difference at ambient temperature. That would allow you to know if you have the right charge and obviously the right flow of your refrigerant going through the system. So when you just refill from a parts store into here with one of those bottles that you can get off the shelf, you could be potentially overcharging or undercharging the system because you're not able to measure it appropriately through those manifold gauge sets. And that's why I want to take a minute to explain that if your system is overcharged or undercharged, it will have the same net effect in that your system won't run optimally. If you have too much charge, the system will say my charge is too high and it won't cycle the compressor enough to actually get the flow of the refrigerant through the system into the cabin. It will basically short cycle the air compressor, or the AC compressor that is. Now, if you have too low of a charge, it won't hit the threshold switch and it won't turn on either. So you want to make sure that you have the system charged to the proper amount. Often there's a sticker like this one on your car that'll tell you, but you can also look at the service manual, and most shops will have a reference to know what to charge it to. And if you're unsure or you're not familiar with the system, take it to a shop. It's worth the investment to just have it charged properly and make sure that you don't wear too much on your AC compressor, but also that you have nice cold AC in the summertime. Now, the project that we're going to focus on is going to be on our air condenser or AC condenser right here. So as that compressed air flows through the system, it goes through this radiator, if you will, the condenser, and the air going through the system, through this radiator, allows it to cool in a supercharged way so that you get nice cold air through your cabin. Now, for this to work, your cooling fans have to work because there's a condenser fan, and when the compressor kicks on, that condenser fan kicks on and it pushes air through so that when you're sitting at a red light, there's still air moving through here. Additionally, if your fans aren't working right, then that's going to hinder your performance. But in this video, we're going to talk about and we're going to do the condenser cleaning. Now, before I get to that point, I just want to cover a few more items. So one is your AC dryer. And one of the more common failure points that is overlooked in an AC system is that you have moisture in the system. And that's because you charged it and it drained out and it got charged again. And it really, the root cause of that a lot of time is that there's moisture in there. And as the cold air freezes, it expands and it weakens the joints, it weakens the seals. So every joint has a seal and that O-ring can fail. And that's often because there's moisture in there. The AC dryer is designed to do the removal of that, but sometimes it's just too much and it overcomes this component. So that's why it's also good to sometimes take it to a shop, because they'll evacuate the air, pull a vacuum on it, take all the moisture out, and then charge it properly. So let's go into the cabin, where we're going to talk about a few more things before we get into the DIY. So on the inside of my Acura Legend, you'll notice that this is an LS trim, and the LS trim has an automated climate control where you can just dial in the temperature. Now, if yours is an L model, you'll notice it's a little bit different. But the AC performance really comes into play here with the cabin air filter. Now, most Acura Legends of the second generation have a cabin air filter, and it often is overlooked. It gets caked up with leaves and other dirt, and so the air can't move through the system once it reaches the cabin. So you might have nice cold air coming into your condenser radiator inside of here, and it can't move the air across it to come out your vents. And that's because your cabin air filter is probably blocked up or needs to be cleaned or replaced. And so you can get replacements, and so it's advised to do, or at least take a look at that. And then additionally, if there's anything caking up that condenser radiator underneath the dash where the air moves through it to then come out the vents, you want to make sure that you vacuum out any of that. Now, inside here, and I can't really show you because it's so buried, there's an expansion valve. And that expansion valve operates in a way where it allows or doesn't allow the refrigerant to come into the cabin. And if that expansion valve has failed, which is a common failure point on older cars, no different on the Acura Legend, then you may not be getting that nice cold air coming into your cabin, and basically it's blocking its ability to move the refrigerant through the system. So unfortunately, it takes a lot to remove all of this, get to that expansion valve and replace it, but that could be a major component into why your AC is not performing optimally. So now that we've covered all the basics, let's talk about one more thing that a lot of people don't know before we get into our DIY. So you've heard me talk in many different videos about the Achilles heel of the cooling system on the Acura Legend, and that is the cooling fan module and the cooling fan timer. Now, the cooling fan module has the ability to cut AC compressor function. And because of the solder joints breaking in that module, there's a strong possibility that your fans won't operate when the AC is on, and that will then sense that the cooling fans aren't operating, which then in turn shuts off the compressor. And that's a fail-safe that a lot of people don't realize. And you can look this up in the shop manual, that when the temperature of the car, I believe, reaches 208 degrees Fahrenheit in the cooling system, the fail-safe high temperature is to turn off the compressor and preserve all cooling functions, so you're not putting extra load on the engine, right? So you wouldn't, if you're overheating, you wouldn't want your AC to run at the same time as the theory. And the module has the ability to cut that AC compressor function for that purpose. Now, if your fan control module has failed, then you won't have compressor function. So if you're struggling to figure out why your AC compressor isn't turning on, and maybe you're having cooling fan issues as well, I would take a look at your fan control module. There's a strong possibility it needs to be repaired. Thankfully, it is an easy repair. You can just resolder the joints in most cases if there hasn't been deeper damage done. So enough about the system. Now that you're educated on all the weaknesses, let's go ahead and get into the DIY within this video. And here's the tools that we're going to be using in this DIY video. You can see here we have some air conditioning condenser fin straightening tools. These are 3D printed. There's a handle for that. You can also use a simple tool like this. This is a pick. This pick will allow you to straighten each individual fin. These tools work a little bit faster, but this can be sometimes more effective, especially if you have a jammed up condenser. We've got some simple green foaming condenser cleaner that we'll be using, and some tape if you want to mask off the area of any painted surfaces. This shouldn't do any damage, but sometimes it's better to be safe than sorry. So let's go ahead and get into our project. So the first thing that you want to do, like I said, is make sure that all your fins are decently in a row and functioning so that air can flow through. Now, this is not too bad. This is just one little spot, but I'm going to use this as an example. So I'm going to use my pick here, and you can use this on little areas. And what you're going to do is you're just going to open up that fin a little bit on both sides by just running it through. Now you want to be careful. You don't want to poke through anything, and that will allow air to go through just enough, right? So I can get through all of that. And there we are. So now we've got our fins pretty much straightened so that air can go through. Now there's a little bit of damage here, but that's not too bad. Like I said, this is a small spot. You want to be on the lookout for any large areas that are going to block your airflow. Now we've got a little bit down here that we can work on. We can open that up a little bit more like that. And so now it doesn't look great, but it's going to function, and that's the important part. So now what we're going to do is take that condenser cleaner and we're going to spray it all over the front of this. And what it's going to do is pull all of that bug, dirt, debris out, and then we'll rinse it down. All right, and so here's what we're going to be using. We're going to be using the Simple Green Foaming Coil Condenser Cleaner. Now, this is going to be non-corrosive, non-toxic, but it is an acidic-based item, so you want to be careful not to get it on too many painted parts, and if you do, you want to rinse it off pretty quickly. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to cover this whole front condenser. So I'm going to do this live so you can see what I'm talking about. But you want to shake it up a little bit first, and you want to make sure that you have a good coverage area. So here we are. We're going to just spray all of this in here. And we want to get a good layer of it. You can see it's just foaming out, and that's what you want. So we're going to keep on doing that. And now I'm going to put down the camera so I can cover it properly. Now that we've got the condenser completely covered, we want to let it sit for a little bit, let the chemicals and the foam do its work to pull that out. So we're going to just give it a couple minutes, and then what we're going to do is hose it down with the hose. And it turned out pretty well. So this is the finished product technically. It took about 75% of all the bugs and dirt out from what I can tell. I'll zoom in here and you can see it's not perfect, but you know, it's much improved. And so that's gonna help our performance a lot with that air being able to flow through. Now I'm gonna do a second round here just to see if I can get some of this out, but otherwise, this is a pretty basic DIY. This can right here will do more than one car if you want to do multiple cars or do multiple rounds. And it only costs about 10 bucks at Home Depot or Lowe's. It's a very easily accessible product and relatively inexpensive. So if you wanted to, you could straighten out the fins for the condenser with either a pick if you have a couple areas, or like I said, you can use that 3D printed product that I showed at the beginning of the video. Now you can buy those if you don't have a 3D printer, relatively inexpensive. So that's another option for you. But otherwise, this is a great little DIY for those who are trying to get into the mechanics and they're like, hey, my AC may not be performing great. This will get you performing a little bit better if it's working. Now, if your AC isn't working, now you got to take it to the shop, or you've got to take it to a professional who knows something about recharging systems or identifying leaks within systems. But if you still have AC and you're like, hey, it's just not working great on those hot days, this is a great DIY. So that'll do it for now. We'll see you on the next one, and hopefully this will benefit you in your car.